Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Myself Vaibhav. In today's session of Market Movers, I will be shedding light on the continued bullish momentum being observed in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. If we consider the start of the new week, it has brought unwinding of long positions in the gold and crude oil for two very different reasons. Gold went on to the back foot in Friday's session itself after the stronger than anticipated non-farm payroll data from the United States, giving rise to the speculations of a tapering of the Federal Reserve's quantitative easing program. As market participants factor in the impact of tightening of financing conditions, gold starts to lose the attraction as a bet against the higher inflation. If we look at the crude oil, it is moving lower for a altogether different reason. It is the emergence of fresh wave of COVID infections in China, which is expected to impact the demand for consumption of crude oil in China. And as you are all are aware, China is a very important market for the oil producing countries, and if COVID cases continue to spiral higher there, it will lead to the curbs on economic activities, dampening the demand for the crude oil. On the data front, we had inflation rate for China being confirmed at 1% in terms of year on year for the month of July, which is slightly lower than 1.1% in the prior month. For most European economies as well as US, we don't have any major release scheduled for the day. We are awaiting US consumer inflation expectations for the month of July, which is likely to be around 4.7%. It is not likely to be likely to move financial instruments much. Quarterly earning releases for companies such as Walt Disney, Airbnb, DoorDash will be in focus as well. Now let's shift our attention to the technical side. We will consider the outlook for the Dow Jones Industrial Average first, and after that, we will also see what's happening in the currency space. And the instrument of choice for today's session is going to be Euro USD. Let's see first the Dow Jones Industrial Average technical outlook. This is the daily time frame chart, and here this extended consolidation is likely to give way for a fresh breakout. And as you might be thinking, the breakout can happen on either side. It can be bearish or bullish, but looking at its current price formation and this continuity of higher highs and higher lows, we do have a good chance of a breakout on the higher side. And if we want to capitalize on that, we will have to continue to trade with a underlying bias being on the buy side. So it will be preferable to continue to look for a buy trade as close as possible to the recent swing lows, which have been around 34,800. Currently, the Dow is consolidating and holding well above 35,000. So for today's session, 35,000 is going to be an important level to watch out. And there, I think the opportunities might arise. If we look at the lower time frame here, we have this consolidation in the price band of 34,800 and 35,200 on the higher side. This is a high around 35,200 was established in Friday's session, and after that it has gone in consolidation and trading sideways. In today's session there has not been much momentum, but I think we are likely to see the Dow holding well above the immediate swing low, which is there around 34,800. So as long as that level holds, we do have the reasons to believe in the continuity, and the path of least resistance is higher. If we consider the technical parameters, the regression curve as well as the pivot point series, both are pointing to the modestly bullish trajectory. And by modestly, I mean that we do have the Dow trading on the all-time highs, but still the underlying momentum is not showing much signs of fatigue, and we have this formation with upward bias remaining intact. So we do have to continue to bait, and we have the central pivot point, which is going to be our important support, and that can be utilized for figuring out the key levels. And this convergence, these three SMAs are converging closer to 35,000, and this is the price marker which I have placed here to pinpoint the importance of this level. And for today's session, I think this is the level which we need to watch out for. If we don't see any breakout on the lower side, and if the level holds after due consolidation, we can indeed get involved for a new trade and expect the Dow to climb back towards this Friday's high at the minimum. And stop loss is not going to be much wide either. I think any stop loss little below 34,900 should be good enough for any long trade. And on the higher side, as I said, the immediate target can be kept closer to this swing high. And if you are patient enough and willing to wait, you can even target the price of around 35,500, which can be expected to be reached in a couple of sessions ahead. Now let's see what's happening in the currency space. This is the daily time frame chart, and here we have the Euro USD after a sharp decline holding closer to this prior swing low around 1.175. And if we consider the longer term price formation, we have seen last time around the Euro USD rebounding from 1.17. This time around also its decline has kind of softened after getting closer to these levels, and we had this reversal of sort. But again, in last week we had this sharp decline from the higher side, and it looks likely that Euro USD is likely to spend more time closer to this level. So I'm not really expecting any big sharp move in today's session, and it might end the day just little above 1.175. But the underlying bias remains bearish, and it will be better for us to continue to look for the new trades which we can expect to profit if this trend holds. And for that, we will have to optimize the entry and exit points. And to that extent, we can take the help of this pivot point series. We have the break below first support of this one's pivot point series, and it is likely to act as a resistance of sort. And I am expecting the Euro USD to hold below 1.180 level in near term. And if we have to take the help of price action, then I think the key level is going to be this consolidation phase in which the price was holding closer to 1.184, but that is really far off from the current levels, almost 80 pips, and I don't really think that kind of risk should be taken for a short-term trade. So we will have to take help of these first support, and for that we need to allow the Euro USD to consolidate for some more time. And I think by the time we come back for trading in tomorrow's European trading hours, we are likely to have much more clarity. And if the Euro USD continues to hold below 1.18, we can start looking for shorting opportunities. And in the course of time, we can expect the break below immediate swing low, and eventually incremental decline can be observed, is likely to happen. Of course, it is not certain, but the likelihood is quite high, and we can expect the Euro USD to continue to decline at the minimum towards the levels of 1.17, which is also the prior swing low. And for our trading purposes, we can take help of this SMA formation, and we should wait till the price converges with the 50 SMA. And after that, if it is below 1.180, then I think we should start scouting for the opportunities to go short while keeping the stop loss anywhere above these 100 SMA. And that is likely to entail the risk of around 20 to 30 pips. And on the lower side, we will have to make sure that we are taking the target price in such a manner as to make sure the risk reward ratio is favorable, at least 1 is to 2. Or if you are willing to wait, you can even extend the target price towards 1.170, which is going to bring you the risk reward ratio of better than 1 is to 2. So that's my take looking at the current price formation of the Euro USD. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write to me in the feedback section and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Before I sign off, I would also like to remind of the risk associated with trading in the financial instrument, and one should be careful while using the information provided. You can check out the Lucoscopy Analytics page for further coverage of the market developments. The J4S platform is available whenever you want to start trading. We are also available on the Facebook. You can follow our page there. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous day ahead. See you next time. Till then, goodbye.